So we got a new car, very excited to share that with you today, but you're not going to want to ride in it. It is, of course, an inflatable, and it's a hearse. Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be taking a look at this Spirit Halloween inflatable that I got for the display this year. I got it a couple of weeks ago, which I was fortunate to do because I noticed online that they're already sold out. I ran into that problem when I started to look for this last year or the year before. They've had it out for a couple of years, but I wasn't able to get it because they have very limited quantities. So if you are looking, you might want to check your stores, but hopefully you're going to want it after we open it up and see what it looks like. So it is 14 feet long. It's got the nice skeleton driver and passenger details on it. It has some LED lights. It self-inflates in seconds, and it's pretty simple, but it should be pretty effective. Let's go ahead and open it up and see what we get for $160 before coupon. Of course, you're going to want to use your 20% off coupons if you can. We do have a nice black inflatable in here. We've got some stakes and rope and instructions, which of course we're going to ignore. Here is the inflatable. It does look like it has a long cord. Let's go ahead and see how long that is. All right, so that's pretty lengthy. I would say that's probably around 8 feet long. So that's pretty handy for such a long inflatable. Again, the inflatable itself is 14 feet long. Let's go ahead and unfurl it a bit here. I've got it laid out here on the ground. One thing I noticed as I was putting it out is I didn't really feel any weights inside. I don't really like to use tie downs if I don't have to. But a good thing about these is it's pretty easy to put rocks in them. At least I found that out with my other car inflatable, the Ecto One, which I noticed has the same fan, which my Ecto One is a little bit larger than this one, I think. And this little tiny fan took it about 20 minutes to fully inflate, which not really happy about that. But there is a zipper down here. It's already closed. So hopefully this one will inflate a little faster. Let's see what happens. All right, there we go. Let me go ahead and turn it just a little bit so we can have a better view. So the first thing I'm noticing is the bottom is not flat and it kind of wants to rock a little bit. So you're probably going to need to put those rocks in it to give it a little bit of stability. And I did notice there is in fact a zipper in the front as well, so that'll make it easy to put some weights in there. Now, because I no longer trust our inflatables, we're going to see if this is actually 14 feet long. All right, I'm gonna give them a pass. It is just under 14 feet, but that could be a little bit of mismeasuring on my part, so I'll let them have that. Let's see about the height here. And it is in fact actually a little taller than 4 feet. So when I compare it to my actual car, which I just measured is 56 inches, so my real car comes up to here. This isn't really all that much smaller than a real car, I suppose. So I do like that. But let's go ahead and bring the camera in and we'll take a closer look at the details. As we take a closer look at the hearse here, we see that it has 2 occupants, or are there more? We'll see in a moment. We've got the driver hunched over the steering wheel there, and his passenger with his arm up on the driver's shoulder in an intense debate, I suppose. The front of the car, the hood has some nice details, but the front really lacks any definition. It is a flat front with just some design to indicate some lights and a bumper. That's a little bit disappointing. There's no license plate, nothing at all. I'm going to take a quick look on this side just to kind of show you that both sides actually have the same artwork. So you could have the car facing in either direction. From the side here you see again the driver hunched over the steering wheel, intently driving his passenger. There's no coffin or anything indicated in the back, which is a little disappointing since it is a hearse. And I'm kind of happy with the look of the skeletons. They're kind of creepy and fun. Only when you look at it from this angle do you kind of get the, both drivers. It kind of ruins the illusion just a little bit, but not much. From the side here we can see the wheels, the door handles. The very bulbous top doesn't look so bad here on the side. It looks like it fits the car. The back has these wonderful sort of fins that come out. Unfortunately, where it kind of falls apart is the back end. It looks like a giant black blob. No detail, no windshield drawn in or window. The only thing we can really see is this tag that sticks out of the back. Doesn't really show up so much in the camera, but it is pretty visible and noticeable in person. But you're definitely going to need to strategically place this for optimal viewing. All right, so it looks like it's starting to rain a little bit, but that's going to be great. I'll go inside for a little while. We'll wait that out, wait for it to get a little bit darker, and come take a look at this at night, because I am a little concerned, again, with all these black inflatables, you're going to lose a lot of that to the darkness. Let's see what happens. It is somewhat as I feared. Here in the darkness, you'll lose all sense of the car. Let's go ahead and turn out the lights for a second, and you'll see what I mean. I mean, it is nice that you can see the windows and you do see the skeletons pretty popping out of the windows, but that's not what we're paying for in this inflatable. We're paying to see a hearse, and you just can't see that in the darkness, even with it lit up with, it looks like, I mean, I can't tell offhand, it looks like maybe 3 or 4 lights inside. Definitely insufficient. I also think there could be just something that's a little bit more fun about the inflatable. And then I thought, well, maybe if you could see something shining through the lights in the windows, some sort of effect, maybe a flame effect would be really cool. And we can do that, retrofit it. We can stick a light inside and maybe have that flame shining on the windows to give it that fun effect. But for this price point, we really shouldn't have to do that. So like here, when you compare it to the Ecto 1, you've got the blinking lights that are on the top, and kind of in the darkness when it sits by itself, just that sort of little bit of extra motion makes it a lot more creepier than the static figures that light up here on the, now, as we can see, much smaller hearse. Not sure how well I would actually recommend this. It does look pretty neat and fun in the daylight, again, at least from the front, not necessarily from the back. But, you know, it is what it is. It's going to fit in my car parking lot pretty well. I'm happy with it for that. But let me know in the comments what you think. Before we go, I did want to say a special thank you to all the patrons who help support the channel. If you're interested in joining our Fright Club, be sure to check out a link to my Patreon page in the description below. That's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned for more DIYs, product reviews, and more as we get closer to Halloween. Till then, take care and happy haunting.